Drew his hat. He came back from a career-threatening injury to win a Super Bowl with the Saints. We don't have to tell you how important that Super Bowl is to New Orleans, a city that's still recovering from Hurricane Katrina. Brees is the author of a brand new book, Coming Back Stronger, in stores today, and here it is. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There are a lot of congratulations for you. You know, as I was reading this and I was thinking about tonight, I feel sorry for Miami. You know, they had a chance to have you. What a bunch of dopes that they almost had you as a quarterback, and the Saints got you.
Well, it's funny because actually when I was drafted back in 2001, they were the team that I thought I was going to be drafted by with, I think it was the 26th pick in the draft at the time, and they passed on me then, and who would have thought that, you know, 5 years later they'd have another chance in free agency, but I think it's all worked out the way it's supposed to.
But it's fun to read in the book how when you left the Chargers and the question was, would you go to the Saints or you go to Miami? And the Saints, when we went down, and you write about seeing, you know, New Orleans, and then you go down and they basically treat you like meat and poke you and check that shoulder, and Miami is like completely different.
Right. Well, you know, I felt like New Orleans and Coach Sean Payton and our general manager Mickey Loomis and owner Tom Benson, they looked me in the eye, and I could see it that they had as much confidence in me as I had in myself to come back and to be the quarterback for that team and to lead that organization and also to be the part of the revival of the city of New Orleans. And I felt that, and so I felt that calling to New Orleans, feeling like this is where I belong.
And they must imagine that picture where we had that Super Bowl video, which we all love, with you raising your son and the confetti and everything else. I think, poor Miami, what are they thinking as they're watching that video? Yeah. Bad choice.
And the Super Bowl was in Miami, so.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Now, you make it look so easy. You know, you go out there, you throw the ball, and you make it look so easy, but there's a lot of adversity in this book. And you talk about, you know, growing up and your family's divorcing, your shoulder injury. Hasn't been easy, has it?
No, it's been an interesting road, but I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, because I feel like all of those instances in my life have helped mold me and strengthen me and have made me who I am. And I feel like it's that adversity that creates opportunity for all of us in our life. And that's really the mindset and the mentality that I'm trying to help people create from reading the book, is that mindset of how to face that adversity, and just understanding that it is there for a reason, it is there to make you stronger, and it will allow you to accomplish things later on in life that you never thought possible at the time.
I love the way you met your wife. You almost lost out on that one. You almost blew that one.
I did. I almost did blow it.
So you got to tell the viewers don't know the story. I don't want to steal everything in the book, but right. you almost made a big mistake.
The point being, yes, I made a fool of myself when we met for the first time, and it took me 6 months to redeem myself, at least to have another chance to at least have her get to know me and let her know that I was at least a decent guy to give me a shot. And here we are. We've been married 7 years now. We have a beautiful little boy, Balin, who's 18 months old, and we have another little boy to be born in October. So we're very excited about that.
You know, but what makes it someone, though, who can come back from adversity? I mean, that shoulder injury was horrendous. You know, what is it? Just sort of a personal drive? I mean, I know you talk a lot about faith in the book, but why are you so good at this?
Well, my faith really got me through a lot of those times, knowing that, just feeling like, you know, God has a plan for me, and I know that it's greater than what's happening right now, and I know that He's putting this in my life to strengthen me, to mold me. And at the time, it's funny how you can look at something and say, you know, for example, with my shoulder injury, when it first happened, I said, this is the worst thing that ever could happen to me. You know, why me? Why now? You want to ask yourself all those questions. And now I look back on that moment and say, you know, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And there's so many parallels, too, I think you can draw with, you know, just some of my experiences and what New Orleans went through. Hey, post-Katrina, people wondered if New Orleans would ever come back. And in a lot of ways, I feel like New Orleans has come back stronger. They've come back better in so many ways. You look at the public education system, the emergence of the charter schools, the infrastructure. In so many ways, New Orleans has come back stronger. Now, still a lot of work to do, and the Gulf oil spill is another disaster in itself. But in this economy, with the Gulf oil spill, with all these things that people have going on in their lives, I just hope that this book is something that they can lean on for some of that knowledge and wisdom, and the stories that I tell.
They're proud of you. I mean, you've done a lot, and the team has done a lot for New Orleans. All right, now another thing is that I know you're interested in baseball. I mean, it's in your book that you thought you'd be a baseball player.
I did.
I don't want to tell too much about your book, but tell me, who's your football idol when you were a kid?
You know, I grew up in Texas, obviously being a huge football state, so I love the Cowboys. In the early 90s, that was their heyday, winning all those Super Bowls. Troy Aikman was a big a person who I looked up to quite a bit. Joe Montana, these guys who I just felt like, you know, Joe Montana, never the biggest, strongest, but yet 4 Super Bowls, and will go down in history as one of the best of all time. I mean, those were guys who I looked up to.
All right, first game is against the Minnesota Vikings this coming season, and you have to, I think it's your first game, isn't it? The
Yes,
season opener
September
in New
9th.
Orleans. And you beat them in the playoffs. Is Brett Favre coming back?
I believe he is.
You worried?
Well, I'm always, a little nervous going into those games, just because, listen, they're a great team, but I'm confident in our team, and I know we'll be ready.
All right, then we'll all be watching you. Congratulations. Great book. Unbelievable comeback. Great video. We all got to enjoy the video of you with your son. That was fun even before I knew you. You didn't have to know you to love the video. It was wonderful. And congratulations, MVP as well.
Thank you.